Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our nifty little bunker, 60 feet below, with your host, me, Steven, and
Me.
yes, obviously. So welcome to episode 1 of the SquatchZone. Yes, we're coming back, and we're better than ever. We got a new intro.
I'm surprised we managed to come back.
I know, right? I thought it was just done after that one, but I got so excited about this. I got it. We're getting started. 2 years later.
You made a whole background and intro music and everything for this.
How do you guys like the new background? Pretty cool. You like the new, walls? Sound pretty good, huh?
You like our TVs with only steel. You like our 3 TVs with only 3 different videos zooming through it.
Yeah, check it out. That's genuine CRT. Good stuff, huh? Well, since we're down here at the moment, let's talk about ourselves. Since we didn't really explain much of ourselves. So we're the SquatchZone. We are 2 college students, and we sure do love making jokes. Bigfoot. I'm a genuine Bigfoot believer. Now, I'm a little iffy on the whole, Bigfoot and stuff. I love Bigfoot to death, but, it can get a little silly. Honestly, it's funny as hell to look up Bigfoot stuff. It's really fucking funny, not gonna lie.
I honestly didn't get into Bigfoot until I met you, but now it's the funniest shit ever.
Just go on YouTube, go on Instagram, type in Bigfoot, go like 1 page down, and you'll find some of the most batshit crazy stuff you'll ever find. Stuff that makes you want to hide down in this bunker with us. Good golly.
Dude, do they have Bigfoot conventions?
Oh, they better.
Dude, why can't we go to Bigfoot Con?
Why not? It's in the middle of the forest, and everyone's like surrounding a big piece of scat.
They're all dressed as Bigfoot.
Yeah, and their big old gorilla suits.
That's the only cosplay you can have. If you cosplay as anything else, you get kicked out.
Yeah, if you're the Yeti, get the fuck out. Get out, buddy boy.
Dude, I love Abominable Snowman. Why can't we go to Abominable Snowman Con?
Ah, man, Abominable Con is it's a different place. It's up in the Appalachians.
Let's go to Appalachia.
Well, that's for the next episode. That's for episode 5.
At the very least.
So, how did you get your start in Bigfoot? You said from me, right?
Yeah, I knew about Bigfoot before I met you, but I didn't really get into the hype, and then you started talking about it more and more, and I was like, okay, this might be interesting now.
I know. I have basically grown up with the idea of Bigfoot. My dad is a bit of a firm believer of Bigfoot and all the aliens and all that good stuff. Very interesting. I will say, you are never going to be bored if you're into Bigfoot. You are going to just zone out, listen to some Bigfoot, put on Finding Bigfoot on Animal Planet, just relax. Did you ever see those Finding Bigfoot shows on TV?
No. Is it the same category as those mermaid videos and stuff on the History Channel?
Well, those were fake, first off, but no, those were really fake.
I know they are. That's what makes it funny. Cause
I don't know where they got that idea.
Have you ever seen the topics that people come up with whenever they talk about those History Channel shows?
Yeah, it's always that. Didn't that one channel William make one on it?
Billiam, yeah.
Yeah, Billiam.
Because, there's a bunch of people who, as adults now, they know it's fake, but as kids, they genuinely believed
it. That stuff was scary. There's a video of, some guy in his flip phone at the beach, and you're like, oh, look at that thing on there, and it fucking jump scares the screen. I remember that kept me up. I remember it was so popular, Kim Kardashian even mentioned a thing about it.
The History Channel deadass trolled a bunch of little kids for no reason.
It only took me till, fucking 2 years ago to realize that was baloney.
Do you remember the one video you sent me where it was someone recording in their car and there was an orangutan swinging on a light pole or something?
Yes, it was first. It took me so long, but yeah, there was this orangutan swinging from a bulb or something. It looks like some little Wendigoon or something. It turns out Cartoon Network started this big old ARG for this show called Secret Saturdays back in 2009 or something, and their ads were just horrifying, but looking back, they're really goofy looking. If you got a moment, just look up Secret Saturdays commercials on YouTube. You won't be disappointed, I must say.
Wasn't the reason that you got so scared of it was because, like, the first 5 seconds you got so freaked out you closed your eyes and you didn't realize the orangutan was swinging around on the light pole until you sent it to me?
Yes.
Because I watched the whole thing and I was like, why the fuck were you scared of this? It's just swinging around on the light pole.
Well, imagine you're just watching like fucking Ed and Eddie, and that shit just pops on 1 second later. It's like Goosebumps coming on. Do you know how scary Goosebumps was?
Motherfucker, I grew up poor. The PBS channel didn't have ARG commercials like Cartoon Network had.
God damn it. Well, you missed out on fucking the Wendigoon.
Why do you think I watch Cartoon Network so much now? I'm catching up on what I missed out on.
Oh man.
But like, now I'm thinking about it. Could you imagine if like PBS Kids had like ARG commercials? That would be terrifying for me.
That would be like out of left field. Holy hell!
Because like
they're
PBS
trying to be
Kids,
quirky. They're trying to be the next Gravity Falls, but that would be just like too damn scary.
because like PBS is like it's like a publicly funded thing. So like, could you imagine them using like public money to just fund an alternate reality game?
Christ, that's way too much power, man.
The PBS ARG.
I don't like that. That's scary.
It's involving like the little green kids, like the little green mascots, like they're the mascots of the ARG.
Yeah, they go missing or some shit like that.
Oh my god! Wait,
they go missing, so it's just like two like shadow versions of themselves or something.
No, it's like the little bumpers, like of them doing like activities and stuff, like sledding down a snowy hill, but they're missing.
That's horror. That sounds like something out of pity, but you know, obviously the PBS would do it way better.
Do you remember that edit of like Full House that someone did where they removed like the baby or something and it was so scary?
I have not. What the fuck?
Because I think it was the character that the Olsen twins play. Like they removed the toddler and it was just a bunch of people.
At the commercial.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of people talking to nothing for like a straight 5 minutes.
That's diabolical.
I feel like if you just take any sitcom and you remove a character from it, it just becomes a psychological horror.
You know what? You're not wrong. Like Garfield, without Garfield, it's just John being depressed.
It's just John being an insane person.
That man is ballistic. And a sexist. And did I mention that his name is John?
Remember he's a murderer too? He tortured someone?
Oh yeah, his neighbor, what was his name, like Lenny or something?
Yeah, Lenny.
No, or was it like Fletcher or something?
I don't remember, but didn't he torture him because he was like neglecting Odie or some shit like that?
You know what? The fact that he abused his dog, he like kicked his dog in like one comment. I wouldn't want to be friends with some guy who kicked his dog.
That's the reason John got Odie, right? Because he took him from the other guy?
Well, canonically in the Garfield TV show that was on Cartoon Network and now on Netflix, the reason why he left was because he went to the jungle to find a Bigfoot. Oh my god. Oh my god.
There's no way.
I am dead serious.
There's no way.
It was his first canonical appearance in over 20 years, and it was on the Garfield 3D animated show, and it was him as like the Yaggle Squatch or something. And it turns out the Yaggle Squatch was dead for like 20 years, and he ran around like in a suit pretending to be him to keep the legend alive or something.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That show was something. Funny. I can never watch it now because like I didn't even like it when I was a kid. It was just kind of one of those shows that came on that was like better than like their other shows, I guess. But it was just one of those shows that could kind of just zone out. It's like the Teen Titans Go of back then.
Is this the 3D show or the 2D animated one?
The 3D show.
I've always wondered about that show. Like I always wondered if it was good because
it was good, but it was made for kids. You could tell.
The 2D one was really good. I like that one.
I never saw that one.
I watched like some compilations of it, and it was really funny. I remember it made me laugh.
That's funny. Oh, speaking of old shows, what's that one show with like the little penguin that goes newt newt?
Pingu.
Pingu. I started watching like a video on it, like on some banned episodes. That that show feels like a fever dream. Like
It
actually,
is.
I don't know how to describe it, but like I feel like I've seen that in my dreams for some reason.
The walrus or
No, Christ Almighty! Don't even bring that up. But like
I
I don't know.
triggered a PTSD
Christ, I
episode
don't know how
from
to
you.
describe it, but like just the way it is, like you can see the fingerprints on the clay and just like the stains of like everything, and it feels weird. It feels
My
surreal.
theory
It's like you
my
can't escape the
theory
episodes.
my theory is that since like Pingu, like they don't use like a recognizable language, like they're all speaking in gibberish.
It's
When
actually
you're
Penguinese.
when half of your communication is a language that other people will not recognize, all you have left is body language, and that's when the fever dream aspect of it comes in.
Honestly, holy hell, yeah. Did you see him
Like
piss in the toilet? He completely missed. Christ. He completely missed. It was all over the floor.
I feel like if we watch like a children's show where it's like in Swedish or something and we have no idea what's going on, we'd get the same feeling from it too.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Did you ever see the clip where he was having like a sensory overload because like so many different things were happening at one time?
I have not. What the fuck? I saw the part
Like
where he like ripped off the tablecloth and everything fell on him.
I forgot
He
about
fucking
that.
died.
You remember when he got spanked too?
Yeah, because he pulled off the tablecloth and he got fucking like 10 across the ass. He got
It
10
wasn't
Hail
even
Marys.
10. It was like 3.
They had to ban that episode. You can't spank kids anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
Christ. Did your
The
parents get spanked on the rumpus?
I think my mom did it for like once and then never again.
My parents were like in an era where that was commonplace. And my dad cheated on a test very, very obviously. That's a story for another day. Needless to say, they got
Yeah.
the cricket bat, and this cricket bat had holes in it for extra speed. Holy hell. And it was also hanging on the wall.
When you introduce implements, that's just abuse at that point.
Honestly, yeah. But my dad was a damn genius. He was like Bobby from that one episode of King of the Hill when he was a clown. He stuffed his ass.
Oh my god.
He stuffed it with like little pillows, and when he went up to the fucking principal's office to get like 10 across the ass, he went, oh, ow, ow.
Visualizing this.
Yeah, little Steven with his bowl haircut.
What? God damn it, Steven. Your dad is the funniest fucking person
I don't know where
alive.
the fuck he gets these stories from. I swear he like
What?
whips out a new like fucking movie, like another Michael Bay movie every time he us. It's crazy.
Did he do that as like an extra assurance? Or like did he do that like in case he got caught?
No. So he was like, all right. After he got in trouble, he cheated on the test. Yeah, he literally went up to the class, like when the teacher left the classroom, he went up to the front of the class. Excuse me. Grabbed the answer sheet, went back to his table, started fucking filling them all out. Went back to his damn thing. Teacher came back. Where'd the answer sheet go? Walked around to every single person. Stopped on him dead last. Where is it, Steve? He was like, I don't have it. It's like, yeah, you do. And then she pointed right behind him. You know how, like, in middle school, there was, like, a hallway between, like, the classes with a glass window. You could see the other class.
Yeah.
He pointed. He turned around. 30 girls were all waving at him.
Oh my god.
They all saw him. They all saw him grab that cheat sheet.
Did they rat him out?
They did. All So obviously he had to get 10 across the ass like the next day or something, but he came prepared. He patted his ass and took the punishment.
That honestly, that was a Hail Mary for him. He got like a day of preparation.
My pa's a smarty pants. He's a genius. He was also in karate, so
apparently not smart enough to know how to cheat, apparently. But that is like a ballsy move to just go up to the front of the class
I
to
know,
take the
right? In
answer
front of
sheet.
everyone.
How was he
Christ.
supposed to know that 30 girls were going to rat him out?
I I don't know. He was in the moment. He just felt it. And he probably got 3 answers right.
Did we
Christ.
ever did I don't think I've ever cheated like that ballsy before. Like even in like middle school through high school, I was the one who would give out the answers. Like people would cheat off of me. I've never had that experience of cheating off someone else.
No. I think the closest like experience I had to that was 3rd grade. Did you ever meet this one girl in middle school? Her name was Rachel something.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, anyways. This girl was like the brainiac and somehow had the luck of God on her side. She sat right in front of me, and every time we did a spelling test, I somehow learned to read upside down. So I would just look at her answers. But in return, there was these raffles in the class, and literally every single time she would win without fail. Every fucking raffle. It was not even funny.
How is that even possible? Aren't raffles supposed to be randomized?
I guess so, but every single time her name would get pulled, it was fucking insane, and I was so mad. I remember one time crying because I was so excited. It was like a special, kind of like a a kind of a bad day in my family, like when a relative passed, and I was like, come on, just I need something good to happen today. Nope, she fucking won.
God couldn't throw you a bone even then.
No, Christ, I did win one time. I got a bag of marbles. I wasn't allowed to keep marbles though, so I had to hide them somewhere.
Oh no, what? Why?
Well, my sister might choke on them.
Oh my god.
I,
Just put them on the high shelf like normal people do.
babies or well, Alexis preferably is
Are
fascinating.
are you are you telling me that your sister could have monkey climbed the dresser just to get to the bag of marbles?
Possibly.
Dude, I remember I went into my brother's room one time when he was still a baby and I found a knife on his shelf.
Whoa.
Like, okay, you know, like those little paring knives, like the little tiny knives with like the short blade.
Yeah.
For some reason, Daniel would like carry them to like different rooms of the house because he would be like cutting fruit or whatever. And I guess he just forgot it in the baby's nursery, so he just left it on the high shelf. And when I went to go check for something, I just found it sitting there.
Oh, I thought the baby took and was like learning like the blade.
No, he did that too.
Oh no! Wait, what?
Cause Chato would leave like kitchen knives and stuff. Cause like
Oh
I guess
no!
they hadn't they hadn't had a baby living in this house for like a long time. So when we first moved here, I
Yeah,
guess they didn't realize that you had to like keep stuff out of the way so toddlers won't get them.
yeah. Weird,
But yeah,
crafty.
I remember one time I came out of my room and I looked down the hallway and I just saw my brother just swinging a kitchen knife around, playing in the hallway with
Lord,
it. Yeah.
that is fucking horrifying.
Like
So you were.
it wasn't like the huge meat cleaver. It was like a normal kitchen knife, but still.
What if your brother came up to you and was like, "While you were studying your sexuality, I was studying the blade." I'm sorry, that's me.
Like, well, did I tell you the time where he accidentally like poisoned himself with a jalapeno too?
What? No. What
This
happened?
was this was the same. I think he was still a toddler around this age too, but
I've known your
Chato.
brother since he was a baby. Christ.
Yeah, did I never? I feel like I told you these stories and you just forgot them, but
What?
like.
No. What happened?
Chato has a really bad habit of leaving just like peppers on the table. Like he still does this. Like he leaves jalapenos on the table, and if you know like if you touch like a pepper and you
Yeah.
like touch your tongue or something, the
Or your
spice
private parts.
transfers.
Yeah, they're fucking painful. Wear gloves.
So Santino touched the pepper, and he was a kid, so he puts his hands in his mouth. So he immediately put his hand in
Oh
his mouth, and he started
no.
crying.
That's evil. That's
And
probably the
Chato
closest
was
he'll ever get to an allergic reaction.
And Chato started freaking out because my parents hadn't come in yet. They were still taking stuff out of the car because we had just gotten home. And
Oh
he knew that it
no.
was his fault.
Why his fault?
Because he's the one who left the pepper on the table.
Yeah,
He's
babies
he's
will
the
eat anything.
same one who left the knife on the table too.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah, the whistler himself, the
dude,
whistleblower.
he's a menace. He would put knives in soapy water.
What the fuck?
Have I
Just for
told you
someone to
this?
reach in.
Have I
No,
told you this story too?
I know he's questionable, but like, what the fuck?
No, like, okay, so I guess when Daniel and his siblings were still kids, Chato was really, really bad about doing that. Like, he would just put the knives in the soapy water, and his wife would freak out at him over it because, one of Daniel's sisters was doing the dishes or something when they were kids, and she, like, plunged her hand into the sink, and she got a big
Oh,
old gash across the hand from a
Christ.
knife.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, and like he's better about it now, but like I guess it was a huge problem back then.
Fucking Christ, yeah.
Like there's a reason I don't like this man.
Yeah. Christ, that kind of reminds me of a story from my mom. So you know that avocado trick? You cut an avocado in half and you smack the knife into the middle of the pit. And, pull it out.
Yeah.
Well, my mom did that one time,
Hmm.
and it's a very smooth object. It's like you're trying to hit a piece of marble. So when it hit it, it went down the side of it, through the avocado,
Oh.
and straight into her hand.
Oh no.
Yeah, they had to go to the hospital.
How big was the gash?
Hand size. They had to wrap it in a fucking towel, and that shit absorbed all of the blood. It was like a red towel at that point.
Isn't hands like one of the parts of the body where like it bleeds profusely because there's so many veins in
Yeah,
there?
the fucking hands are so damn sensitive. Like it's oh my god. Like you go to the doctor. You're like, did you ever get the shots when you were a kid? Like your booster shots or whatever. Like, and they poked your finger. Those were
Yeah.
those were like far worse than any other shot in my life. Christ, and they gave those to me as a baby. No, no, get your shots, kids. Everyone, get your shots.
Vaccinate your fucking kids.
Vaccinate your fucking kids. We're gonna disappoint a lot of Bigfoot lovers out there. We lost one viewer now.
We owe viewers now. We're in the negatives.
Well, for the people who are staying right now and vaccinate their fucking children, welcome back. You get one tap on the wall. Hear ye, hear ye. God, golly.
I'm still thinking about that one guy you told me who made the anti-vax joke during the King of the Hill
Oh my
video.
god, yeah.
You want to talk about that really quick?
Yeah. So King of the Hill is one of our group's favorite shows. Well, mostly Sophia, our friend Liana, and Eyes. We grew up on the show, love it. So there's this video of them, explaining how powerful one of the characters was. Bill Dauterive, bald, loving, depressed man. And I made it about 1 hour and 18 minutes at like 1 hour and 35. Minutes at this. I
One
had to stop
hour,
watching it from there.
1 hour in.
It was a good video, but
That is
you
devastating.
can't you can't make that kind of joke. You already know what kind of person he is now.
You can't just say that stuff.
Like, you listen to the clip too, right? I'm not going
uh,
crazy, right?
I haven't. I was gonna watch the Hank video. I haven't watched the Bill video yet.
Oh my god, that
You gotta
fucking
give me
line.
you gotta give me a timestamp for when he says that. Like I have to watch this for
Yeah,
myself now.
you gotta. It was so fucking bizarre. Those kinds of jokes like take me out of like left field. Like that one
Do
time
you?
that customer was like, "Why do you wear that mask?" And I was like, "Because I work in retail, sir." Lord.
It's to hide my face from the government cameras.
You know, oh man, I really wanted to say one line, but I was like, oh, hey man, I got a really stuffy nose. There's a lot of boogies hanging out of my nose. And he was like, well, then let him hang out. And I was like, no.
I
I actually said that to a customer.
you gotta out crazy the crazy. If they question you for wearing a mask, just say you're hiding from the surveillance state.
That that's genius. Another zinger I have up my sleeve is I would be like, oh, a lot of customers tell me to wear it, so I'll just take it off for you. I take it off. I'm like having a nice conversation. Be like, hey man, I appreciate it. You're like the only customer to be cool with me. Not having a mask and me having the virus. So I
Oh my
appreciate
god.
it, man. Real
Like
zinger.
it's like when people get onto the elevator and they're not wearing the mask and they're like loudly talking on the phone about how they just got a positive on their COVID test.
Oh God.
Uh what was I gonna say? I was gonna talk about vaccinations some more, but I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, do you think that the King of the Hill reboot is gonna talk about the pandemic at all?
I hope not. I don't want to hear about that. If they did,
What would
they probably made the episode like in 2021, so like everything's moved super outdated. Like how The
what would you,
Simpsons tried to make like Pokemon Go episodes 12 years after it came out.
what would you do if we found out that Hank was an anti-vaxxer?
They could not, but I know Dale
I
would be.
Yeah, Dale definitely would be.
We're getting onto some very controversial topics tonight. We're already losing
Oh,
one viewer right now.
we haven't even
But
talked about the Zapruder film yet.
oh fuck yeah! Do you want to talk about that?
We were talking about the Patterson footage of Bigfoot. So
So,
like
okay, so
in
for a
real,
record, for anyone who doesn't know what the Patterson film is, anyone who knows Bigfoot, you guys always associate that photo. Look here, you see that little screen right over there on the right side of Sophia? Yeah,
oh yeah, I
that right there is the
forgot.
Patterson film on the little TV right there. You see it there? That is the Patterson film. It was filmed in 1967 by a man named John Patterson and some guy named Gimlin or something in the forest somewhere. And that is literally the most iconic Bigfoot thing. It's basically what made Bigfoot Bigfoot. Like you see the photo, you see the bumper sticker of him like doing the Bigfoot walk and like looking towards the camera. That is Bigfoot. So we were watching that, obviously because we needed a
Yeah,
little bit of inspiration for tonight. We were well, this was out of left field. I didn't expect to fire up the old Elgato thing. I can't believe we got this thing to work down here. How are we even getting a signal?
I mean, you built this bunker to outlast the pandemic, so I don't really know
I
what you
did.
expected.
Yeah. Do you know how to unweld a blast door? Well, besides that, we were watching those
Anyway,
videos on the little TV,
anyway,
and
yeah, we were watching the Patterson footage because I hadn't seen the full thing. So I asked Steven, do you want to watch the Zapruder film after this? And I guess he hadn't seen the full thing either, so we were watching that, and now I'm getting back into the conspiracy theory about JFK's assassination.
God, you think I'm the only crazy one in the house? I walked out to the living room and I saw like those like fucking Snapchat filters of like aliens.
Yeah,
I walked out to the living room and I saw like a still image of like one of those like fucking alien images like some like 30-year-old man would make on Blender or something. And it was like
like
the,
Chris.
the Zeta race will come down in 2052. Remember to repent your sins and eat your vitamin D3. It's like, what the fuck is my sister watching? I'm dead serious. That shit was just playing in my living room casually on the TV on her Fire Stick. I love it. It's great. I'm not complaining. But anyways, back
um,
to the Zapruder film.
yeah,
You
so I tried to pull up the video on YouTube, but it has like that disclaimer on it, like this video has been deemed too violent for YouTube. So we were watching a clip from the JFK movie, and it was way more brutal than I remembered it to be.
yeah.
Because, like, they replayed it, like, multiple times, and they zoomed in more and more each time.
Like, every time, like, you guys know the JFK video, you know he gets shot in the head, but...
Spoilers!
Sorry.
from,
Christ.
from, like, 70 years ago.
What the fuck are we even talking? Is this signal even getting out?
We've been talking to nobody this whole time.
Well, I barely just figured out how to get the mic working. Look at that big box over there of fucking reel-to-reel cassette tapes. Empty. It's the sound of static on them.
We're running on technology from the Cold War. What is this?
What is a Cold War Oh, yeah, that explains a lot. Good golly.
So,
yeah.
anyway, the
his
CIA
brain.
killed JFK. Next question.
His brain exploded.
It
like a
violently
watermelon.
exploded. It
Like,
violently exploded into Jackie's face.
I've asked this before, and, I'm going to ask it again, but how much do you think one of John F. Kennedy's brain chunks would go for in the modern market?
Probably 500,000.
Makes sense. Like in a little jar.
Like, it's like how the church collects first-class relics of the dead popes.
Or some quirky girl in, like Phoenix... Where is that? Phoenix, where's Phoenix? Is that Arizona?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, some quirky girl in Phoenix, Arizona would have one on their shelf right next to their Funko Pops. Just in a little jar.
Like one of those true crime YouTubers?
Yeah, it's just in the background, casually floating around. Goes.
Oh, it's like the Cadu in Resident Evil 8 in the jars.
Oh, yes.
Any Resident Evil wet specimen, actually. That shit's horrifying.
What are your thoughts on those kinds of specimens? Just like having like a dead snake or like a fucking rat floating in like fucking goo.
I watched a TikTok of this girl who ordered a wet specimen of a baby octopus, and it actually looked really cool. I liked it.
Skylar's sister has a little... Yeah, we saw it, the dead shark.
Yeah, the dead shark.
Part of me loves that stuff from like a distance, and if I were squinting, I'd like to have it on my shelf, but like at the same time, that creeps me out, not gonna lie.
I'd just be afraid of it getting knocked over and the glass breaking.
What would you do if you just walked into your room and you just saw it just on the floor, just sitting there, not moving, it's not alive, not dead. It's like, just fucking sitting there.
Like, how do you clean something like that up? Like, do you have to call somebody? Can you do it yourself?
Damn right that's gonna smell like hell.
Especially if it's like an octopus or some shit.
It's gonna smell worse than the jar.
Okay, wet specimens, for some reason, I'm fine with those, but it's like the pinned insects that I have problems with, like
Oh, really?
Like the moths and the butterflies and stuff.
I could deal with those.
Like, I don't know why I can't deal with oh my god, you know what it is? I know exactly why I have problems with those. Remember the biology project in freshman year?
Oh my god, yeah.
I cannot deal with insects anymore because of that.
Well, it gives you fucking PTSD.
Did we talk about this last time? I need to talk about this.
No, we didn't. Lay it on us.
So, you did this project too, didn't you?
I did. I did it the year before you. Or was it the year after?
I thought we did it at the same time.
I took it in sophomore year.
Oh, you did? Wait. Yeah.
Everyone did.
Was he still there sophomore year? Didn't he leave at one point?
He left in junior year.
Oh, okay. So, anyway, so in freshman year of high school for me, we had this biology teacher, and he had a year-long biology project where you had to make a huge poster board of, like, pinned insects that you caught. So,
and you had to pin them specifically.
Yeah, well, how many was it? Wasn't it like 20 or something?
It was 20. 20 named, cataloged, researched, and stuck to the board.
Yeah, so you had to, like, pin the insects yourself onto your board.
You had 3 months to complete it.
Huh?
You had 3 months, basically, to complete it.
I thought it was the entire school year we had to finish it.
For us, it was basically by the end of the semester.
Yeah, so, like, we had an unquantifiable amount of time to make these boards, and it was one of the worst projects I've ever had to do because you essentially had to catch a live insect and kill it and pin its corpse onto a board.
Yeah, like, and if you were afraid of like creepy crawlies, buckle up because you're gonna fucking fail the class if you don't kill that roach.
Yeah,
I
it
had to
was
get a cricket, put it in a bag, put it in the freezer, let it, die in the freezer, then take it out, and then realize the next morning that it, thawed out and was starting to live. So I had to ask my dad to jam a fucking nail through its head because that grasshopper was so massive.
like it was
It,
so
it, it was
so
psychological.
weird. It's psychological torture, and like
And
I
like we don't
remember
got
there
many.
was a trade going on. Like people were trading insects with each other.
Yeah, this was the year after Pokemon Go came out, so everyone knew what's up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but like,
I I
Christ,
remember I remember in like the 100 building or something, we had like huge cockroaches in there, so
yeah,
people would be chasing those cockroaches for their projects.
yeah, fucking Christ. I remember we went to the park one time and we saw a roach crossing the road, and we're like, "Holy fuck! There it is! There's the roach! There it is!" We fucking like ran over it with our bikes and stuff, and it was like, I don't think I could do that now with bug catcher. We were fucking like Animal Crossing, big ass bug catchers catching dragonflies and like butterflies and shit.
I remember people got smart and some of them just like put the insects in like clear plastic bags and pinned that to the board instead.
I did
But
that.
I didn't even realize that was an option until I
It
was like
wasn't.
finished.
No,
What,
no,
really?
it's not an option for me. I put them in little tiny little jars, like these little bottles, and well, arguably, I did not pin some of them correct. I used wood glue on some of the cockroaches. Yes, wood
You
glue.
used you used wood glue?
That's all the glue we had.
Oh my.
It looked really bad. And no, that's mainly what all my points lost. You had to pin them. You cannot put them in little jars. You had to pin them, no matter how fucking small they were.
Wait, did he change the requirements? Because I remember and when I did
Yeah, a
it,
lot of it.
you could turn in the insects live when I did the project.
Really? No, ours had to be dead.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I wonder if it's because of Rebecca that he had to change it.
Christ.
Because okay, so we knew this girl in high school who was kind of like really. She was really into animals. Like she believed like all life was precious and that stuff like
You
that.
know, top honor
And
student, brainiac.
yeah,
born to solve world hunger kind of girl.
she was way smarter than me. I can admit that. She was
That's
like fucking a genius.
that's how she was. I've known her since the second grade.
And like I remember, I think the only requirements for our project at the time was just that you had to bring in insects, and he said that you could bring them in live. So,
Yeah.
considering that Rebecca did not want to kill anything, I'm pretty sure she just turned in all 20 of her insects alive.
That you know what? That lady's she's something. We got nothing bad against her. We've had a few funny incidents like that time on Minecraft.
Yeah.
But like she's not a bad person. There are far worse people we know. This lady was just basically the epitome of that one nerd from high school,
Yeah, pretty much. And like, yeah, do you remember when after all the projects were graded and done with, what happened afterwards?
Yeah, first off, he said if you didn't take by the end of the class, you'd lose a letter grade for every minute it was in this class or something. Next off,
Yeah,
everyone started fucking canning him in like to the trash cans and like breaking them over their heads. It was very
it
euphoric.
was so funny
It was a
seeing
riot.
all of the trash cans at the school were overflowing with dead insects, needles, and poster boards.
You remember Cody?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So, I'm a very sentimental person, not gonna lie. I collect, I love just things. I have everything. I have my entire life basically in my room and my shed. And well, I part of me didn't want to, give up my thing. I spent 3 fucking months working on it. I don't want to just throw it away. But Me and my old friend group decided to take it upon ourselves to get the little insects in little jars and just fucking waffle stomp them onto the floor. And those things shattered. Those things exploded practically. A few people came around. They're like, "Whoa, look at that! Let me start doing it." They started just destroying my damn thing I spent all that time on. I was having fun in the moment, but like after, I felt kind of shitty. And then
It
one
broke glass.
plastic glass, but like that plastic glass that can shatter like into a million pieces.
Oh my god.
Good golly. But yeah, then one of the local crackheads, Cody came up. He was like, "Whoa, look at that!" Someone's like, "I dare you to eat that moth. I'll give you $5." He was like, "Okay." Got a video of it. He popped that moth like it was a potato crisp, drank the water, and it was down the hatch. I could not believe it.
That video was infamous when it came out. It was all over Snapchat.
Man, and that was my moth I caught.
I remember when I took my board out and I was done with it. I was like, I want to throw it away, but all of the trash cans are overflowing. So James, he took my board, cracked it over his knee, folded it in half, and stuffed it into the trash can for me.
Wow. That's amazing.
It was so nonchalant that I just started dying.
I think I remember that. That guy was powerful.
It was so funny. Like, he did it without a word, too. I was like, I want to throw it away, so he just took it from me.
James is cool. He was alright till the very end. He was kind of like a beta version of Jimmy.
Yeah.
That's kind of mean, but like, I don't know, that can be Jimmy.
Alright, considering that we don't really associate with those guys that much, we have some crazy stories with them, though.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make up some fake names, though. We need to start making up names.
So, were you there for the liquid shit incident?
I was, and I recorded it.
Did you?
I did. It's called liquid ass.
Yeah.
You know.
So someone, it was in the 300 bathroom, so someone sprayed a can of liquid ass in the bathrooms, and that stuff permeated the entire general area. Like, you could be outside and you could catch a whiff of it depending on where you were standing.
It was toxic. Like, you see it on the internet and people like gag and they're like, "Ah!" But like seriously, in person, it is diabolical.
It is that bad. I remember my friend the Fonz went into the bathroom and he was in there and the fucking boys closed the door.
And he was begging on, Michael, don't leave me.
He was locked in there. And
Michael, don't leave me.
And keep in mind, like, the Fonz is like huge. Like, he had
Was I one of the people blocking the door? I think I was recording it.
No, I think you were standing next to me when it was happening, but I remember it took like 5 guys just to keep him contained in the bathroom.
He's got that big guy strength, and it was fucking impossible.
Like, they were struggling to hold the door closed, and it was like 5 guys.
Oh, man, against one burger.
Against one man trapped in a room full of liquid ass.
Liquid ass. Oh my god. I think he went into like the 100 building too and like ripped some of that spray around that fucking building.
Who brought it in? Do you remember?
I don't know the guy. This guy was like a little mischievous shit who only showed up on like rare occasions. His name was like Aiden or something. He looked like you know the kid from the Jetsons, like with the black hair, like the son of the blonde-haired kid.
Yeah.
He looked like that kid. Just like him.
Sounds familiar, but
I don't know his name, but like he was kind of like one of those little shits, probably named like Kyle or something. Christ,
someone like a Preston would do stuff like that.
Fucking Preston. You know, damn right, no one named Preston went to Gimli High.
High school was wild, man.
It was. I miss Gimli.
Okay, have you noticed this phenomenon happening lately? But
What?
like, I'll get like videos of like people talking about like high school life and like how they enjoyed some of their time there,
Yeah.
and the comments are just like, "Oh, you're just looking at it through nostalgia glasses. You don't actually miss it, or you were one of
What?
the privileged ones. You enjoyed high school." And like,
I,
it's so weird because
yeah.
I feel bad about saying that I enjoyed high school now
No,
because
I fucking loved high school. I would go back right now if I could. Not gonna lie.
like
I'm
I'm
glad I
not
could be one of the
gonna
lucky few.
like I'm not gonna lie and say that it was all good because I
No,
definitely had bad moments there,
of course,
but
like anywhere else would it?
but for most of the time I actually liked going there. Like I
Yeah,
met you guys there. I had friends there.
it was a good fucking setup.
Yeah,
We had a
if
really
it
good setup.
works. If
And
it
that
works.
kind of cut short, and well, we had to seal the hatch in the door.
Yeah,
Christ,
we had to climb into the bunker and postpone the podcast for 2 years.
Christ. How many more Twinkies do we have left down here?
Probably like 20. We're probably gonna have to make a grocery run at some point.
Yeah, not too bad. Fuck.
How many bottles of water did we bring down here again?
Fucking bottles? You
What
have
did you
bottles?
bring?
Dude, I just hold my mouth above the little crack that drips water.
You don't. I've been telling you for the past 2 weeks. Don't drink that. That's why your teeth keep falling out.
It's good.
Okay, so you remember to bring distilled water and food for the sea monkeys, but not water for yourself.
I can't drink distilled water. That shit's for fucking Melvins.
Why did you remember their water but not yours?
Because I have emotions.
You brought the banana treats too.
And the ketchup.
And the ketchup.
And the Frappuccino mix.
What are we gonna do with that?
we're, we're not gonna be pussies. Have you seen that one video that that little that pineapple kid? He was like, only pussies eat banana chips and ketchup. Ugh, you need to get yourself some hot Cheetos and some Starbucks Frappuccino mix.
I've never seen that.
You have
What
never
is
remind me to send you that after this video. But he was like, he's one of those kids like in 6th grade who like knows how to swear and like swears their ass off and also looks like a pineapple with that mohawk hair.
like me?
It's literally just Caden.
I forgot about that kid. He was a little
I don't even need to make up
asshole.
a fake name for that guy. Fuck Caden.
He was a little asshole. I hated him.
But anyways, this fucking kid was like, you gotta eat hot Cheetos and Starbucks Frappuccino mix, and you like drink. He was like, boy, that shit's real good. And he was like punching a fucking pillow and shit around. He was like, he was doing that like scream you do, like when you're like not trying to wake up your parents, like, I hate my family, kind of screaming at him.
Like the whisper screaming.
Yeah, it's like basically everyone on Xbox 2014. I can't believe I was an Xbox kid growing up. Do you think that shaped who I was?
You being an Xbox kid?
Yeah, I was like one of the Xbox kids, like the kids who went into the Modern Warfare lobbies.
I mean, from my experience, you don't really act a lot like the Xbox kid. Like, I would not have been able to tell.
I sold my Xbox in like what was it, like fucking sophomore year of high school.
And
I
then
bought a Switch.
And then didn't you buy another one from those parents who were selling their kids stuff?
Yeah, for $20. A year later. It was a great day.
I still think about that story a lot because I really, really want to know the context of that family.
Would you like me to tell it on the story podcast?
We have like 5 minutes left. Go for it.
Yeah. So, I bought an Xbox. I went on OfferUp. I found a really shady looking post. They're selling 2 Xbox Ones, the original model, for $20. I was like, whoa. Let me write this person out of curiosity. I'm a very big OfferUp guy. I always find things on there. I'm a big thrifter, but we'll get into that for another day. I went in there, wrote them. They're like, I can meet right now. I was like, what? Can you meet here? And they're like, no, I can't meet there. I'm sorry. I was like, oh, okay. 5 minutes later, I can meet there now. I was like, oh, fucking Christ, okay. I was like, Papa, we need to go to Jack in the Box. And he was like, oh, fuck, okay. Fucking drove over to the Jack in the Box, get out there, parked right next to us, and like this little mom came out and they're like, all right, here's the Xboxes. I don't know if they work. And then she got really close to my face and said, they work. I was like, okay, cool. She's like, here's the one game. It's like Madden or like a Ninja Turtle game or some malarkey. And I was like, whoa, okay. I was so damn confused that day. And then I gave them the 20 and they drove off. I went home and they both worked. They worked perfect. They were great. It was
There were so many details of this story that you had not told me previously. What the fuck?
Yeah, and I don't want to judge or really think about what was going on. But first off, when we were talking about it, she was like, "Oh yeah, these kids just don't know how to listen or understand or behave." And the kids were in the car; they were just sitting there like fucking on their Apple or their iPad or something. They're just like sitting there. I was like, "What? Are they like trying to give their kids Xbox or something? Why for $20?" Because they were also selling the controllers on a separate post, 6 of them for $25. Strangely enough, though, those were sold first, not the Xbox. Weird, huh?
So someone bought the controllers first, but didn't
But
buy
I
the
bought the
system.
Xbox. Xbox is plural. But
Okay, so that
yeah.
detail about the mom leaning in and whispering that they work to you, it kind of makes me think that like, oh, something happened with the Xbox and they fixed it, but they didn't want to tell the kids and just lied to them that they were broken or something.
Oh, that's a good theory. Another theory was when we were driving away, we noticed them go to a gas station like right across the street, like really fast. My dad was like, "Oh, I guess that's where your 20's going." I was like, "Do they need gas or something? Like, are they in like a financial situation? Like, but why for $20? Were they in that need?"
That's the question, because like they're the parents. They probably were the ones to buy the Xbox.
And
They
it was
would
a
know
nice.
how much
They were driving a nice car. They had 2 Xboxes in their hands.
they could
No
have
house has
gotten.
2 Xboxes.
That's another question too. Why were they selling them for
Yeah,
$20?
$20 for both of them. I will say, $10 a
Like they
pop.
had, like they had to have known how much they were, unless someone else bought the Xboxes for them. And at that
Right.
point, if they were selling something that another person gave to their kids, that's just scummy at that point.
Yeah, like I need to know the context. I was like, this stuff keeps me up at night. What is
There's
the
like
meaning?
there's so many details about this case that you could make your any kind of theory about it. It's like those mystery books where it gives you the clues and you have to figure out what happened.
Yeah, what in the world? It was so weird. And they both worked. They worked fine. And this was in the era like where Xboxes were going down in price. This was the original model. It was kind of outdated at that point, but it was still an Xbox One. And those things were expensive. They're just like $200 at the time. It was crazy. Like, because I held on to those 2 Xboxes. I had one for myself and, one on my shelf to eventually sell. I sold that like last year for $150. And I bought my first arcade cabinet, Miss Pac-Man, my truly beloved.
It's been so long since I've gone to your house that I forgot you have a whole ass arcade cabinet in your room.
I know. One of my life goals was to have a Miss Pac-Man machine, so I found out Arcade 1-Up makes Pac-Man machines or like arcade cabinets. Now they're a little smaller, and you kind of need like a booster seat for them to get like to an actual like regular height, but like it's still an arcade cabinet. Like they're modern arcade cabinets, but they're damn nice. And I'm happy to say that I have one in my room right next to me. It's crazy for $175. It was a great deal too. I don't know how that guy was getting them for so cheap. They're like They're like 400 or like $500 for them at the time, but he sold it for like 175.
They're making the arcade cabinets out of monkey meat.
Like, dude, I don't know how this guy was getting them. He was selling them for like $200 cheaper than they were on the market, and he was posting every day. It was wild.
Do you think? I wonder if it's like a really elaborate like money scheme or some shit like that. Like he's laundering his money through the arcade cabinets.
Dude, honestly, maybe. This guy kind of gave the vibe. He drove a Hummer, for fuck's sake.
Like you open up the back of your cabinet one day, and like he took the meaning literally. So you find like stacks of cash in your Miss Pac-Man machine.
Well, I had to build the machine when I got it. It was just like in
Oh,
a It's like in a like flat box.
I like the idea of like you know those like old timey photos of like rich people moving, but they didn't have advanced moving equipment at the time, so they would literally just take a crane and move the piano out from like the fifth floor.
I honestly sometimes think they still do that. Like, well, don't they do that for like air conditioners on like big houses and stuff? Like, how else
I
would you get
don't
an air conditioner up there?
I don't know, but like I like to imagine like it's the same thing, but instead of the piano, it's just your arcade cabinet,
Just my big Miss Pac-Man machine in black
and
and white.
you live in the ground floor, so there's literally no reason for a crane to be there.
That's funny.
I really want to. Could you imagine like being like a little poor boy in like the 1920s, and you're just seeing this big ass crane move a piano out of the fifth floor of an apartment building?
I I would know I'm in for something great that day if I see a piano being lifted up into the heavens. Who plays that
I
piano?
One of my favorite books is named A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, and they talk about that, like the cranes moving pianos out of the apartments.
Oh, really?
And
In
I don't know how,
apartments?
yeah, cause like rich people would like move into like these fancy little apartments that take like a whole floor or whatever,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
they would move their pianos in there. But like, I don't know how accurate this is, but apparently sometimes when they move out, they don't want to deal with like getting the piano back out again and into their new place, so they would just leave the piano there.
really?
And like when the landlords found out that the piano was still there, they would like upcharge on the apartment because the market value went up because it came with a piano.
That's impressive.
I really hope that that's true because, like, imagine you're looking for an apartment and you find one you really, really like, but the price is jacked up because there's an instrument in
Yeah,
there
because
you
there's
don't even know,
an like unmovable object in the room.
and you can't even play it. You don't know how to play piano.
It's like a big coffee table at that point.
Yeah, like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're either gonna have to deal with it, move it out yourself, or pay for piano lessons.
You know, we have a piano in our house.
Huh?
We have a piano.
Do you?
Yeah, our neighbor was getting rid of it. It's like one of those ones that like the big rectangle ones that go like along the wall. Very nice piano.
Like a keyboard or an actual piano?
Like an actual piano, like a wooden one.
What the fuck? Where is this in your house? I don't
It's in our
remember it.
garage.
I in your garage? No wonder. You have a
Yeah.
bunch of shit in there. It's like an I Spy book. I always find something new in that damn garage.
Yeah. Good golly. But yeah, no, we have a piano in there. Our neighbor was getting ready, but they're like, "You want it?" And we're like, "Hell yeah!" So my dad and cousin just push it down one block to our house.
You
And the
want?
thing is, we don't know how to get in our house. Yeah, no, we don't know how to get in our house. This is like a fucking 500-pound piano, and there's a step. Yeah, our garage has a step before we can get into the house. We don't know how to get. We can't get up the step. It's been 3 months.
Wait, is it still?
It's still in the garage. We don't know how to get up the step. Mostly because we kind of, stopped carrying it, but like still.
Does it still work? Like, can you actually play on
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it's a real piano. It's very out of tune, but still. It's a real piano.
I've always wondered that. How do you tune a piano?
I don't know. You're gonna need like a damn mortician to come out because this thing is massive.
You have to get a dark magician to tune it.
Seriously, this thing is massive. Like it
Don't they?
opens up on the top. It's like a casket.
Don't they have like? Don't you need like a special tool to tune it, like the U-shaped thing with the stick on it, like the metal prod?
Dude, the only person who could probably tune it is like Jerry from Tom and Jerry in that one episode that like earned an Oscar.
I thought you were gonna say like Jerry from the music store.
No, dude, only Jerry from the music store down the street can tune it. I can feel it. I don't know. I can just feel it in my bones. Oh man. Well, looks like this cassette is coming to an end.
Yeah, should we wrap it up? We're 5 minutes overtime.
I think we should. Good golly. Well, hey, thank you all for joining us for our first official episode of the SquatchZone. We all appreciate you coming by, enjoying our, our silly little antics, and hope you come by for the next episode. Now, stay safe, Remember, Squatch on, y'all.